Hi, it's Chelsea. I'm doing my second yarn haul video. I did my last one featuring the Knitting Garage in Rhinebeck, New York, and today I wanted to talk about Walkway wools. So this one is in Poughkeepise, New York, and it had a good amount of yarn. Some brands I've heard of, maybe about 50-50 stuff I've heard of, and also new things. I think she also, the owner, I don't know what her name was, she also hand dyes some yarn and sells it. I can't remember, I didn't buy any of that, but maybe next time. It was really pretty stuff. She has like the area near her checkout, I think is where her hand dyed stuff is. I think she does herself. I wouldn't say I'm like 90% she does that. So I bought three things to kind of make. First, my kids were with me and my mom was with me when we went. And my kids actually really like yarn stores. Okay, the one really thing I thought was fun was her buttons and how she had it set up. So you walk in, like any other yarn store, there's lots of stuff on the sides and then like a middle section. But she had this huge like wine barrel kind of thing, is what I would call it, full of buttons. So it's probably like this big. And I'm not sure, I didn't buy any buttons, and I'm not sure how she actually sells her buttons, if you can fill up a cup for so much money or what the deal is. But my kids sat there and just like touched the buttons. But they also found some cool stuff for them. They're 2 and 4.5, and so they still wear silly things that I make for them. So they found these. I'll just show them to you. So it's already made stuff. I have 2 things made that I bought there, and then yarn for 2 other projects. So this is what my daughter found first. This is one I bought and made, but she had like a baby size one at the store that was made, and my son did soccer this last fall for the first time, and my daughter went and watched him, and so she was like, soccer ball, and she was trying to put on the little baby hat. Too small though for her. Anyway, so I got my son this. They had other footballs and different sports, but we're really only do soccer. And so there was one last soccer ball kit. The yarn choice is kind of silly. Colors, I feel like, I don't know, I would have picked. So you just buy it as a kit. So it's called Top This. I'll show you. I'm not sure which one. I don't think really matters. Top This. So as a kit, it comes with the yarn, and then it comes with the little thing that goes on top. So you knit the hat. There's a pattern inside, which is great. I knit on size 9 circulars. I think I did 60. I made them both the same size. Actually, I ended up making my daughter's a little bit bigger than my son's for some reason. But hopefully it'll fit her next year. So it was knit on size 9s. I think I did 64 stitches. The pattern said to do 72, but it seemed huge. And the yarn is just changes as you knit. So it went from green to the orange and green to like a fuzzy, you can't tell, but the black is kind of fuzzy to the green and that. And then you have ribbons that you attach the ball on. So you just pull it through with a needle. And then also there's like this foamy thing, and it kind of helps keep the ball in place. So that's my son's. The funny thing is his coat right now is green, like this color almost, with gray stripes, and so it actually looks okay. And he was like, I can't wait to show my soccer team. He's not doing soccer, he won't do it until the fall. My soccer hat. So my kids have been loving their hats. So here, this is Sam's Top This that we got at Walkway Wools, and then my daughter's. So she really liked that soccer ball one, but she chose this little one instead, which I think is really cute, and it's kind of Eastery, and it's pink. Honestly, with hers, I knit so big. Kind of annoyed at myself I did it that big. But I was like, well, I want it to fit her next year, but I'm sure her hat size really won't be a dramatic change from this year to next year. It just has been like almost like 70 degrees some days. We just got a bunch of snow, but anyway, but I just knit it big. But it's cute. I think hers is really cute, little bunny rabbit. I actually thought it was a cat when I first bought it, because she has these rain boots that are pink with a cat face on the front of them. So I was like, oh, that will match. But anyway, so hers is like a fuzzy pink, and then a plain pink, and then a variegated pink, and fuzzy, then pink. I kind of like It's very same feel to both of them, but I just like these colors better because I think they're less crazy. So these are Top This kits. I would say if you have little kids, definitely they're fun and they like to wear their hats. This is the yarn I had left. So yeah, I was kind of worried. I don't know, you always see a ball of yarn, you're like, is that really gonna make a hat? But made pretty good, decent sized hats. So the Top This kits at Walkway Wools, good purchase. I would, if my kids are like into them, I'd buy that again. But hopefully they'll just like those and use them this year, next year. I think my son, he'll be 5 this summer. I think he would still enjoy it next year. I really actually liked, these are her bags that she gets your yarn in. So I think it's kind of fun to store your yarn. You could see, you know, I keep my yarn in lots of different things, but I have one little, like a pull-out thing under my bed, and it has a zipper, but all yarn inside, and I have all my yarn in bags. I don't know if that's the best way to store yarn, but just so if I don't get tangled, but this is good because you can see it. So the second thing I bought is this kit. Can anyone guess what this yarn will make? I think this was $15. That was a good price. And she says it has the right amount of yarn to make, let me show you, to make one of those sheep hats. I don't know what they're called. In the pattern. The Bobble hat. Babble hat by Donna Smith. So one of the ones, I've never made anything quite like that yet with all the different color work changes. So I'm kind of excited. So here's my colors. So I have like the dark green for the front of the hat, and then the white and black for the sheep, and then I kind of a turquoise color for the top. So I'm excited to do that, to make my little yarn sheep hat. And yeah, I think it was $15. And here's the little colorway chart. I probably won't knit this for a while. I have some other projects I want to do, but I probably will end up making it sometime this summer and have it ready for fall. So I was excited to get that kit. I've seen lots of people who have made those, but I hadn't ever seen one in a yarn store before. And she had a couple different, she had this kit in a couple pretty much the same colorways, but a little bit different, like the greens and the turquoise. I think there was like one that had a purple instead of the turquoise for the top, or like a purplish blue. But yeah, and I felt like a decent price too. And again, I love this bag. So this will just go back in my chest, my cedar chest that I have for my yarn, my projects. I won't get knit up right away, but anyway, Walkway Wools, I was excited to get this kit. I will say she has a ton. I think maybe she had been selling them somewhere else, so I don't know if she always carries those, but that was a good find, and I saw it and I grabbed it right away. The last thing, like I've said on other videos, I need to buy, I knew I was going to go to a store when I was with my mom, and it was kind of like spur of the moment when we stopped at the store. Like we had just done some stuff with the kids, taking them out to play, and so I wasn't sure if we were going to buy yarn that day or not, but I had saved a pattern on my phone so I could, if we happen to stop at a yarn store, I could go and, you know what I want to look for. So this is the yarn I bought. I'm planning to make the Snow Day shawl by the Knitting Expat on Ravelry. So you need 3 different colors. I hope I bought enough yarn, but I guess I can always go back and buy more. This is a yarn, it's so soft, it's alpaca. I hadn't bought this brand before, but I feel like it's a nice, and if anyone's used it before, let me know. It's called Ella Ray. What's the tag? Cozy Alpaca. Ella Ray. It's 70% acrylic, which, I mean, that's not great. I don't know. But 30% baby alpaca. But it's a nice price. I wouldn't say it was under $10 a ball. So like $30 for a shawl. But it's super soft and pretty looking. So I kind of want to make it now. I think this will, well, my eyes were just crazy there. I think this will go on my needles next. I really was drawn to this color, and I don't know, I think I said this before, I like purple. So my mom helped me choose. I picked this one, and then she like helped me choose these purples to go with it. I don't have the names. Do we have the names? No, it doesn't have names. that's like a dark light and then a turquoise. There's 170 yards, so hopefully it's enough to make that shawl by the Knitting Expat Snow Day shawl. It's another kind of color work thing, going from one color to another to another. I've been into shawls lately and just doing different stitches, different patterns, so I'm excited to make this. So if you happen to be in the New York area, it's right by the, what's that called? The Walkway over the Hudson. So pretty close to that. I think that's where she gets her name from, Walkway Wools. Walkway Wools, W-O-O-L-S. On Main Street, Poughkeepise. It's in a nice spot. She's also really just a little bit up the street from the train station. So if you get in on the train, you could walk up the street and go get to a yarn store. So I think that's all I got. So for my Snow Day shawl, the Babel hat, and my kids topped this a little beanies. Okay, until next time.